Watch with host Reverend Dr. Darren Toussaint.
Listeners to Love 101 FM are advised that the views and opinions expressed in this program are not necessarily those of Love 101 FM.
Hello and welcome to the Morning Watch on Love 101 FM. I'm your host, Dylan Toussaint. A special welcome to our listeners on love101.org. And if you're overseas and on the move, US listeners can access us at 712-832-8001. And if you're in the UK, 0330-332-6541. Or join us via the Love 101 FM app that can be downloaded from the Google Play Store or the Apple Store. You can also join us on Love 101 FM Facebook and YouTube Live. In the first watch today, the recent church killings and the concerns about cults. In the second watch, celebrating 50 years of being thrilled by the Grace Thrillers. For our social media question, we ask, what is your most favorite Grace Thrillers song? Please share your responses on our Facebook page, Love 101 FM, and also whether by post or voice note to WhatsApp 876-997-3125 using the hashtag The Morning Watch. We'll share your responses later on in the program, but before all of that, here's I quote.
This one is I quote, "Respect begins with this attitude. I acknowledge that you are a creature of extreme worth." That's from Gary Chapman. Yeah.
Yeah. Good morning, Shivani.
Good morning, Rev. How are you?
I'm doing well, and that quotation is quite apt in regards to our first watch this morning. You see, some persons may have been wondering, how is it I said nothing about the gruesome events over the past weekend? But the fact is, I decided to reserve my comments for this morning because I knew we'd be discussing it in the first watch.
Yeah.
Listeners and viewers, like many of you, I am horrified, saddened, angry, and pained by what transpired in Albion St. James.
Quite
My
chilling.
prayers,
Yes.
my prayers are for the families of the deceased, the members of the congregation, especially the children, and yes, the pastor himself. You know, Jamaicans have a saying that we must take sleep mark death. But this morning I'm saying we should take death mark death. The first watch will be back after this break.
Act now and register today with the Overseas Examinations Commission as a private candidate for CXC's January 2022 exams. Don't wait. Registration ends Monday, October 25, 2021. Call 876-618-3721 or email help@overseasexams.org.jm for details. The Overseas Examinations Commission, providing educational support for over 130 years with integrity.
Excuse me, sir. How much patty you are buying?
Me no know.
Me think you should buy 5.
Why? Why me fi buy 5?
Could you see patty have a cheesy surprise?
When you buy any 5 juicy patties, you can cheese it up for free.
Yeah, all 5 patties full of cheese. And it's Anchor cheese, you know.
And did I tell you it's only for the month of October?
So you better run go down there fast.
Right now, cheese! Cheese it up. Upgrade 5 patties of cheese for free today. With juicy patties. Cheese. Conditions applies.
It's International Credit Union Week, and this Thursday, Love 101 will visit the Manchester Cooperative Credit Union as they celebrate all week, including a community give back with care packages delivered to the Hanbury home for children. It's so good to give. But wait, there's more. You get to hear all the great ways that Manchester Cooperative Credit Union can help you realize your dream. So don't miss a beat, as Love 101 will show up on location for this awesome broadcast. This Thursday, October 21st, from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. Alive will be live on location, and it will be on the family station, Love 101.
More than half of us agree it takes too much time to understand the nutrition facts panel. But we can quickly understand that 80% of deaths in Jamaica are caused by non-communicable diseases. Without knowing, we consume excess foods high in sugar, fats, and sodium, which can lead to obesity, type 2 diabetes, and hypertension. Especially now, we need warning labels on the front of our food packages to easily identify unhealthy foods. We support front of package warning labels. We're on the side of health. Join us. Give us octagonal, high in front of package warning labels. A message from the Heart Foundation of Jamaica and partners.
You're invited to listen to Dollars and Cents every Thursday at 8:16 a.m. We'll give you tips on how to make your money count, how to save, and how to grow your worth. It's all inside Dollars and Cents, brought to you by BPM Financial Limited, taking you higher. That's Dollars and Cents every Thursday at 8:16 a.m. on the family station, Love 101.
I am Adenier Jones, Executive Chairman of the Church of God in Jamaica. I have taken the vaccine. My family has taken the vaccine. The COVID-19 virus is making people very sick. All of us by now, we know someone who has died from it. The virus is having devastating effect upon the life of the nation as a whole. There is no justification from the Bible that the vaccine is the mark of the beast. There's a lot of confusion around that idea, but I want to assure you, there is no biblical grounding. So I encourage you, my friends, go and take the vaccine. Protect yourself, protect your family.
It has come to our attention that persons are doing various activities and saying that they're doing so on behalf of Love 101. This is to inform our listeners that Love 101 does not sell phone cards, neither are we asking persons to collect money on our behalf to help others who are in need. Love 101 also does not require your personal information for you to claim prizes. If you have won a prize and have received a call, please listen carefully to the questions being asked and do not give out your personal information. If in doubt, please call our offices immediately for verification. 876-968-9596 or 876-968-9597. Always check the facts. Let wisdom guide your everyday activities. In times like these, many will find creative ways to make money from the vulnerable and those with a good heart to give. Stay safe and continue to make it. Love 101, the family station. invited to listen to Dollars and Cents every Thursday at 8:16 a.m. We'll give you tips on how to make your money count, how to save, and how to grow your worth. It's all inside Dollars and Cents, brought to you by BPM Financial Limited, taking you higher. That's Dollars and Cents every Thursday at 8:16 a.m. on the family station, Love 101.
101.7 101.7 Love.
Welcome back to the Morning Watch. Thanks for staying with us. We apologize for that break, but we enjoyed the music. Now, more than a decade ago, 3 research studies indicated there are 3,000 to 5,000 sects in the United States and throughout the world. No doubt that number has changed over the years. It suggested that there are cults right here in Jamaica, many we perhaps can't identify by just looking on. And over the weekend, one such cult was allegedly exposed, but sadly, due to tragic circumstances. Are we concerned about cults on the island? Do we know what a cult is? And if we are a part of one? Well, to address these and other related concerns, we have online Bishop Conrad Pitkin, Custos of St. James, and the past president of the Jamaica Association of Full Gospel Churches, and Dr. Clinton Baldwin, president of Christian Scholars Forum, senior pastor of the Kioma Ministries International. Good morning, gentlemen.
Pleasant morning.
Morning. That's Dr. Baldwin.
Yes.
Is Bishop Pitkin on? All right. Sure. Not hearing Bishop Pitkin. All right. Until then, Dr. Baldwin, still with us?
Yes, I'm with you.
Yeah, great. All right. Before we examine the whole matter of cults and cultic activities, what are your opening thoughts on the tragic events which took place in Albion and St. James over the weekend?
First of all, just want to express condolences to the family members of those who have, died. I'm sure it must be very traumatic for the family and also for members of the church. So it's very sad. It's very unfortunate. This is a time when we tend to point fingers, etc., and cast blame. But we have to remember, while not condoning the acts, that people are now hurting. people are now in a quandary, in traumatic situations. So we want to send them some love. But at the same time, it is very, very unfortunate, it's very sad. And there are many underlying factors, which I'm sure we may get into in this conversation, that, predicated that situation. And so we have to learn from this. This is a wake-up call for the entire country, the entire world. So that's my initial, thoughts on that situation.
Thank you. Bishop Pitkin, are you on? I think I saw some signs of you coming on. Are you on? All right, not fully on as yet. All right, still with you, Dr. Baldwin. What is your understanding of a cult, and how widespread do you think cults are across Jamaica today?
Wow, a cult. First of all, let me say that cults are, in my opinion, very widespread across Jamaica. When you look at the cultic tendencies and, attitudes, it on a continuum, it is very widespread across Jamaica. Cults are religious groups and also political and other groups that tend to see themselves as being the exclusive, special people of God. Their way of seeing and understanding God, reality, etc., is the definitive and the only right way. Others are just trying to understand God. They tend to be very dogmatic. There is always a authority figure, a particular personality that dominates a system, and through that personality, Bible, religion, reality ought to be interpreted in light of how that particular individual, male or female, may see reality. So there's always a strong man, strong woman at the top of the organization. They tend to reject others, outsiders. Institutional and dogmatic thinking is the order of the day, and those who would dissent from the views of the organization are stigmatized and demonized or to be shunned, etc. So those are some of the qualities that control cult. And as I said before, you have the outrageous or outlandish behavior of, what happened last week Sunday with that particular organization, Pathway International, while at the same time, you also have within the Jamaican and other societies, the more dressed up cults. The organizations that have cultic tendencies, but which are more accepted, and people are within these systems without knowing it, demonstrating this behavior, etc. And I guess as we continue, we will unpack this more.
Yes. All right. Thank you. Bishop Pitkin, are you with us? Need to unmute, Bishop. Bishop, if you are hearing me, please unmute. All right, we have some technical challenges with Bishop. All right, let's continue with Dr. Baldwin. Doc,
Good morning.
Okay, morning. Morning, Bishop Pitkin. We're talking about the cults, as you know. What are some of the warning signs, Bishop Pitkin, of cultic activity?
We're having. Can you hear me?
Yes, we're hearing you, Bishop. Go ahead.
It seems as if we're having some internet challenge because I'm not hearing you clearly.
Okay, all right. Go on your phone then, Bishop.
Good morning, Bishop.
Pleasant morning.
Hello?
Reverend Pitkin.
Good morning. Yes, we're having, I'm not hearing Reverend Toussaint very clearly. Are you hearing me?
I am hearing you clearly, sir. Okay. All right. Still not sorted.
Yes.
We'll come back to you, Bishop.
There's a challenge.
Yeah, we'll come back to you, Bishop. We'll come back to you. We'll sort that out. Dr. Baldwin, warning signs of cultic activity.
Warning signs. First of all, let me give some warning signs to individuals who may be involved in a cultic environment, organization, without knowing it. Ask yourself, does my organization present itself as being the exclusive organization that has all truth? You know, the right church, the exclusive right church. Some people use the word remnant, etc. Does my organization punish severely independent thinking? Does my organization tend to have me to ostracize people who tend to disagree with the organization? Is there fear within the system? Is there dogmatic and institutionalized thinking, while at the same time does the organization offer some social helps and benefits? Because we must realize that cults do not have just all negative tendencies. There are some positive tendencies that tend to pull you in, and after a while you lose your identity to the group, and you do not feel free to think outside of the box of the particular group. Isolation of family members. After a time, the belief, the requirements of the group, the organization, whether it be religious or political, you know, the requirements take precedent over the common basic needs of the family. And am I losing my critical thinking ability? Do I feel free to examine other perspectives, etc., without feeling condemned, etc.? When I go outside of the organization to think or to accept another perspective, do I feel as if I'm going to hell? Do I feel condemned, etc.? Those are warning signs that you could be involved in a cult, that you are thinking cultically, that you are along the continuum. Because we've got to remember that the whole cultic phenomenon is not simply, doesn't express itself simply in the outrageous behavior like what we see happen in Pathway International, you know, last Sunday. There is the proverbial frog in the lukewarm effect, where you are, the frog is in the lukewarm water, is comfortable, and the temperature is increased, and you are gradually cooked.
Yeah.
Eventually, you are so boxed in that if you, it's almost impossible to leave the organization.
Yes. I don't know if Bishop Pitkin is with us now. Bishop Pitkin, can you hear me? Perhaps still not. Oh, okay. All right. We're continuing. Dr. Baldwin.
I am hearing you.
Uh-huh.
I am hearing you, Rev, but you're breaking up.
Yeah, I'm just asking you, why is it that some persons are so easily drawn to cults? Can you tell us, Bishop?
People join cults, one, because they are searching for acceptance, and there are times when a cult begins genuinely as a religious organization, and then deviate from that into a cult, because it is being led by a charismatic leader who begin to attract worship and accolades and to him or herself, and sometimes they tend to tie it into scriptures. And if we are looking at what happened here in Montego Bay over the last weekend, from all indications and what is coming up now, it appears as though this group started out as a religious, Christian religious organization.
Yes. All right, Bishop is gone again. You want to chime in on that, Dr. Baldwin? Why
Yes,
people so easily drawn to it?
Yes, Bishop Piggin is very correct. People are drawn to cult, the sense of belonging. You want to be involved in something bigger than yourself. Acceptance, the in-group need within all of us, and that the people who are, concrete, sequential in their thinking. They want law and order. They are desperate for a deeper spiritual encounter and reality. Those are some of the things that cause people to be drawn to cult. And also social needs. Organizations, cultic organizations, tend in the initial stages to be very kind. Handouts and helps, etc. And so you're sucked in from that, angle, and it gradually increases, sort of thing. The indoctrination progresses over time, and so eventually you become a part of a cultic system without realizing, without knowing. And there are thousands of wonderful people throughout Jamaica listening to this program just now who are part of cultic organizations at different gradients, different, points along the continuum. So, I just want to caution Jamaican people, Caribbean people listening to me right now, just be careful how you point the finger at the group in Montego Bay, because I'm sorry to say that the larger percentage of people in Jamaica are involved in cults, not just religious cults too, but political cults. There are some people who cannot think and change their political affiliation. They remain a part of a particular party at all cost for their entire life. That is cultic behavior. When you fail to think critically, when you fail to re-examine your position and change, that's cultic behavior.
What about those, Dr. Baldwin, who realize that they're in a cult and want to get out of it, or they have family members who are in it and they'd like them to get out of it? What are your recommendations?
Wow, very difficult. If a family member is involved in a cult, or what you consider to be a cult, first of all, you begin with love. You've got to stay close to the family member, keep the communication lines open, because one of the things that cults tend to do is to ostracize you from your family. They use it, and they said, well, your family really do not understand your spiritual journey. That's the reason why they want to separate you. That's the reason why they want to persecute you. So as family members, you've got to stay close to them. You've got to even study the cult and point out their inconsistencies, their theological or just logical follies. You've got to use some logic. You've got to use some shock treatment regarding, look what you are causing the family. You're leaving your brother, your sister, etc. And look at the hurt you're causing the family. So different approaches you'll have to use. Sometimes you may need to get professional counseling and help, etc. But stay close with love and communicate and just keep up the connection. It's very, very difficult, sometimes impossible, to get a person away, to tear a person away from a cultic environment. Extremely difficult. With God on your side and with prayer and with love, you stand a chance.
Yeah. That's a chance.
Yes.
All right. Thank you very much, Dr.
Could I
Baldwin,
say one
for joining
final
us
thing?
this morning.
Could I just one final thing? Quickly. People
Yes, we can-
need to not just read the Bibles for themselves, but also learn how to study the scriptures. Very important. And also, there is need, I think, in Jamaica for more education of people who purport to be pastors and start in churches. The pastoral vocation is just about the only vocation in the world per se that a person can just put up four walls, etc., and start a church. People
Okay.
are unaware that pastors and teachers are professionally trained, just as your lawyers, their nurses, their doctors, etc. And probably
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Doc.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Time is up on us.
Okay.
Thank you for joining us, and also Costas Pitkin. Listeners, the Morning Watch will return in just a moment.
No down payment. It's time to open the door to your own sweet home. The time by JN Bank is
7:31.
From generation to generation, Jamaicans have depended on JN Bank to make the pride and joy of providing a safe place for their families possible. Now, with no processing fees and no down payment mortgage options, you can open the door to your own sweet home, a legacy to hand to your next generation. Visit jnbank.com to get pre-approved today. JN Bank will help you find a way.
DIGICEL. First in a class when you have Digicel. School as prime bundle. That's right, with your educational website, make you bright. Head to the top of your class with your first Digicel SIM and a School as Prime bundle. Get over 142 gigabytes of data so you can have access to educational sites, social media platforms, Digicel apps, and more for as low as $1,500 for 28 days. Get a School as Prime bundle with your first Digicel SIM card. Visit the Digicel store today. DIGICEL.
Hey, what if you were in a car accident? How much and how long would it take to get you back on the road? At ICWI, your recovery is our priority. Comprehensive Complete, or newest policy offering, bundles benefits like uninsured motorist protection, excess eliminator, alternative transportation, and more. Avoid unnecessary frustrations when it's time to claim. Ask about Comprehensive Complete from ICWI today. Click, call, or visit us for a free quote.
Forget ordinary. Now go compromise, oh nah, no way. I feel secure the best for my family. Me and my family, we go yummy. Go yummy. Best in value, best in place. Me and my family, we go yummy. Forget ordinary, go yummy.
Did you know Breeze powder detergent is also antibacterial? Even after washing, bacteria can remain on your clothes, which can cause diseases. Breeze kills 99.9% of bacteria while removing even the toughest stains. So, really clean your clothes with Breeze.
Make I tell you about short term motor insurance from JNGI. You choose what you need, 30, 60, 90 days policy. No long commitment, full third party. Don't park your car, don't walk, get a shotty. So affordable and it's not per nation market. JNGI shotty. Country party, we have a shotty. Just insure your vehicle and start it. Roll out with a shotty.
Shorty, the short-term motor insurance from JN General Insurance. Available only online.
Welcome back to the Morning Watch. Thanks for staying with us. I'm your host, Dylan Toussaint. Let's take a look at the newspapers to see what Jamaicans and others are saying and doing. In the Gleaner, government eyes fresh SOEs. Lawmakers debate amendment to emergency powers law. And also we see in the Gleaner false prophet. Slain church member tried to sign over insurance to the pastor. And then legal battle looms over workplace vaccine policy. In the Observer, dropped. International Council of Pentecostal Bishops removes Kevin Smith from members list. And also in the Observer, water war in Ray Town. And Food for the Poor, Bert's Auto Parts to help former national footballer. Those are some of the major stories in our newspapers. Coming up next, we'll read some of the feedback from our Facebook and WhatsApp question. What is your most favorite Grace Thrillers song? Share your responses on our Facebook page, Love 101 FM, and also whether by text or voice note to WhatsApp 876-997-3125 using the hashtag The Morning Watch. We'll be right back.
Invited to listen to Dollars and Cents every Thursday at 8:16 a.m. We'll give you tips on how to make your money count, how to save, and how to grow your worth. It's all inside Dollars and Cents, brought to you by BPM Financial Limited, taking you higher. That's Dollars and Cents every Thursday at 8:16 a.m. on the family station, Love 101.
It's International Credit Union Week, and this Thursday, Love 101 will visit the Manchester Cooperative Credit Union as they celebrate all week, including a community give back with care packages delivered to the Hanbury Home for Children. It's so good to give. But wait, there's more. You get to hear all the great ways that Manchester Cooperative Credit Union can help you realize your dream. So don't miss a beat, as Love 101 will show up on location for this awesome broadcast. This Thursday, October 21st, from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. Alive will be live on location, and it will be on the family station, Love 101.
This Saturday, October 23, Love 101 is taking you to the A+ Purified Water Store in Cool Mandeville. We know how important it is to drink water daily, and it's even more important to have the best, clean, and pure water, and you can get it from A+ Purified Water Store. So join us for the info. Get all the facts, the low, affordable prices, and all you need to know as we roll up into A+ Purified Water Store, shop number 8, Elite Mall, Caledonia Road in Mandeville, beside Burger King, this Saturday at 1 p.m. Listen for Sports Talk at 12 p.m. and for Heralds of Hope at 11 a.m. It's another stop in Cool Mandeville, and we're live on location this Saturday, October 23 at 1 p.m. on the family station, Love 101.
The mountain is too high and the valley is too wide. Welcome back to the Morning Watch. Thanks for staying with us. I'm your host, Dylan Toussaint. Let's join Shivani for a look at our Facebook and WhatsApp friends answer today's question. What is your most favorite Grace Thrillers song? Siobhan.
All right. So Crystal from Lynn Street says, my favorite is If I'm Too High, Lord, Bring Me Down. The title is actually Bring Me Down, right? Sister Marvin Montego Bay says, Not My Will. Edna in Montego Bay says, I Must Tell Jesus. I see Nikki from St. Catherine saying, okay, she's listening and she's enjoying. Okay, great. This one says, another Bring Me Down from 0995. Let me see if there's anything on Facebook. Yes. Lati Crossman says, my favorite is Sweet Jesus. All right. Is there another one? Derek Otti says, my favorite is Tell Me the Story. All right. And Karen says, I like all of them. All right.
Favorite is all of them.
All of them.
All right. Thanks for the feedback. Well, listeners, 50 years of music, 50 years of ministry, 50 years of sharing the gospel, 50 years of a musical group which has become a Jamaican institution. Indeed, we can hardly talk about Jamaican gospel music without mentioning the Grace Thrillers. But do we know how the group started, how it managed to remain alive for those 50 years? Well, to give us those details, we have joining us this morning in the second watch, Mr. Noel Willis, founder of the Grace Thrillers. Good morning, Mr. Willis.
Good morning, Dr. Tussauds. And good morning to
How
your
are you
listeners.
this morning? Yes. Good hearing and seeing you, sir.
Good to see you too.
Great. Let me begin by asking you, Mr. Willis. Well, first of all, I need to congratulate you, right, on behalf of Love FM.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yes, for this historic milestone. Yeah. And of course, Grace Thrillers is a household name. How was the group formed? And why was it called Grace Thrillers?
Okay, that's a very, very powerful question always asked when I'm in interview.
Yes.
Well, it actually started in 1971 when I accepted the Lord as my personal savior. I started to go to church. When I was working at Playboy Club at the time as a bartender, I got saved and I resigned the job and started to go to church and give my heart to the Lord. I bought a bass guitar from a Calypsonian and I started to learn to play the guitar. Well, there was a brother in my church by the name of Hilton Frey. He loved to sing and I loved to sing. So both of us started to sing as a duet.
Yes.
And then later on, we have a sister join us, and her name was Manica Olness. She joined the group, and we call ourselves a trio. And at the time, we have a name called the Heavenly Seekers. So we're singing in churches and concerts as the Heavenly Seekers. And one day we were invited to my mother church in French Street, Jonestown, to perform at a crusade. And when we sang that night at the crusade, the bishop came, Wilfred W.A. Shaw, and he said to the audience, "You have just listened to the Grace Thrillers." At that time, we didn't take on the name strongly. So we went and visited him a couple of months after, and he asked me how the group is doing. I said, "We're doing good, sir." He said, "What is the name?" I said, "We are the Heavenly Seekers." He said, "No, you are the Grace Thrillers." So that's how we take on the name from there, and it's such a blessing. A couple of days after I asked him how he got the name, he said it was a divine revelation.
Oh, yes.
So this one coming straight from God. It's
good. Tell us about those early days of the group. What was it like?
It was days when we had to take journey to the country mostly to perform. In the woods sometime, crusade, convention, and sometimes vehicle break down on the road. We have to stay overnight in the vehicle. Those rough time. And it was a time you have to stick to certain type of music because the church was against anything too upbeat. So,
Yes.
But we pursue all those moments, and it was just great. We were just enjoying it. It was all about ministry.
And as you talk about ministry, Mr. Willis, how were the members of the group chosen? How were the members of the group chosen?
That question been asked many times, and I always, my answer is they were sent by God. All of them were chosen by the Lord because people came to me and they just fit in so nicely. We maintain a sound over the years, like when you replace somebody, you get back the same voice, So I keep on saying, it's God who chose them for me.
Yes.
Praise God. But people hear about the group and we'll recommend some singers and we'll audition them and so forth, and we just keep going.
Okay. All right. Well, we're going to take a break, Mr. Willis.
Yes.
Hold all your thoughts, right? We want to hear more.
All right, sure.
We'll be right back.
24,455 reports of child abuse in Jamaica. Report child abuse. Call 211.
The time brought to you by Child Protection Services is
7:45.
Since the start of the year, there have been 600 reports of emotional abuse, 1,203 reports of sexual abuse, 1,465 reports of physical abuse, 2,528 reports of neglect.
Report child abuse. Call 211.
Mommy, when am I going back to school?
When enough people get vaccinated, everyone can go back to school.
You got vaccinated?
Yes, love. And guess what you got? A Sagicor Bank Star Savers account.
Parents, send us a copy of your vaccination card and we'll open a Sagicor Bank Star Savers account for your child, valued at $5,000. And 3 lucky Star Savers will win a learning corner plus 3 cash prizes of $150,000.
Thanks, Mommy and Sagicor Bank.
Vaccine win. Visit sagicor.com to learn more. Valid until October 29. Conditions apply.
Building wealth the smart way means you have a clear mission for your money. Specific and measurable means defining the reason for your financial goals. Achievable and realistic means keeping those goals meaningful, yet attainable. Think more retirement, less world's richest. Timely means keeping a time frame in mind so that all efforts remain focused.
Visit barita.com/opportunities for more growth coach insights.
Yes, certainly God leads his dear children along. A blast from the past as we celebrate 50 years of being thrilled by the Grace Thrillers. And we have online Mr. Noel Willis, founder of this amazing group. Welcome back, Mr. Willis.
Thank you, Doc.
Yeah. Now, still on the matter of the members of the group, was there a requirement for them to be a Christian or just a good citizen?
Definitely so. They have to be a Christian. I remember at one stage, I actually remember to get a letter from the pastor. They're good standing in the church, and every one of them did that.
Okay.
So they have to be a Christian, definitely.
Christian and good standing in the church.
In the church, exactly.
Very important. Now, these songs, there are so many songs. How many songs you people did?
Well, if we should calculate, we may gone about 250 songs total. But
not just original, right?
No, most of them is cover
Remix?
version.
Cover, okay.
But we have a lot of original.
Yeah.
Some of those albums, yeah.
Right. So who wrote most of those songs?
I wrote quite a number of them. Grub Cooper wrote many. Latoya Down wrote. My son Noel Jr. He wrote a lot too. So quite a number of originals there, yeah.
And in choosing which song,
Glenn
I'm sorry.
Johnson used to be a member. Used to be the music director. He write quite a lot too.
Yeah. And in choosing which song you would end up producing, how was that determined?
Well, this isn't about it's all my choice. I am the one who really choose all the songs.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
I used to travel and look for nice songs and listen to them on radio. I would buy them, bring them back home, and we would put them together and create our own version of them, The type of
Yes.
thing. Yeah.
And Can't Even Walk became an amazing hit, I gather.
Yes, I'm telling you, that song was written by a white couple. And there's a lot of people who sing that song, but we really make it very popular, because we do a very good version of it.
Yeah,
beautiful version.
Talking about version, you had reggae and soca songs in your repertoire. What was the initial response in Jamaica, the Jamaican audience to that?
It wasn't easy at all. It was rough. I tell you.
Tell us about it.
I'll tell you how we started to do reggae in a big way. We're performing at this church in Baltimore. It was a Black American church. And we're, in those days, we trying to sing Southern gospel and R&B, trying to adapt the American style, So we're in the church singing, and the pastor came over to me and said, "Brother Willis, can you give me something Jamaican, man, Jamaican?" And brother, I tell you the truth, I was embarrassed because it wasn't anything Jamaican. So we tried to do something, but that was satisfaction anyway. But however, when I got back home, by this our music director Glenn Johnson migrated to Nassau, Bahamas. So I have to look into a new music director. So I visited Fab 5 one day to pick up a piece of instrument. And Grub Cooper said to me, No, well, you want me to produce you? Just like that. You say, yes, man. And from 1987, Grove Cooper has been our producer for now. He wrote some beautiful songs for us. And he's been well up to now. Every album we do, Grove is there. Grove has produced over 12 albums for the Grace Strullets.
Including the reggae and the soca songs that...
Exactly.
Or the Jamaican public...
Oh, yes. Let's get to that now.
Yes.
When we started singing those songs, I got a call from Mandeville one day. A lady said to me, "Oh, no, Christian no more. You come to the stone, you know." That was one of the incidents. I went to a church, and the pastor came to me and said, "Brother Willis, the members said if you sing any of those reggae songs, they're going to walk out." I said, "Pastor, there's a lot of people who came to this concert to hear these songs, so I have to say it from the stage." He said, "No, don't do that. Let the Lord lead." And that night we performed Majesty.
Yes.
The reggae version of Majesty. And brother, believe you me, when you look on the floor and you see the pastor, the bishop, and the church members, and the song couldn't done. Everybody had danced, and the Lord used a song and a way to prove to them that this is not what the rhythm is, what we are saying. We're singing to the glory of God. That's what makes the difference.
Yes. I remember those times. I remember. Yeah. Really.
There's a lot more incidents I could remember, but that's
really,
we really make it.
Yeah, really. No. Apart from that, what are some of your most memorable or regrettable performances?
Well, man, there's so many. We have some good times. I can remember one of the highlights of our ministry of 50 years when we performed at the Kentucky Fried Chicken Festival in Chicago. That was great. We performed with some of the elite in music, some of the great singers like Shirley Season, Jesse Dixon. Quite a number of them was there and that performance, and we really did well. We also were able to perform on the Bobby Jones ministry.
Yes. Not hearing you right now, Mr. Willis. Not hearing you. Don't know what's happening.
Yes, the call was coming in a while ago. I got to cut it off.
Yes.
So we perform also in North Carolina. We were invited to perform at the church, and then they asked us to participate in Bobby Jones Gospel at another event, and we went, and that was very good too. And then remember the mayor of Opelika pronounced a day, Grace Strullets Day, in Miami, Florida.
Large and in charge. Yeah. What about the regrets? What about the regrettable performances or experiences? Oh, any performance that you say, boy, that wasn't a good night?
Well, I can quickly give you three.
All right.
One was in Savlamar, right? And it wasn't we were singing. I think it was Claudia Clark at the time, but she was singing a song with a mental feel. And the pastor mashed up the concert, so we don't want it here. We don't want it here. And the concert that we done. That was one of very, very sad experience. And everybody have to pack up and leave. Another one was in New York. It was an Adventist church. And this young lady was singing another song with a lot of the beat, reggae style beat, and the pastor stopped that too. They don't want it here. So we have three experiences where the concert will abruptly stop. And we have to pack up and leave.
Yeah. How did it have a major impact on the group when those things happen?
No, it don't really. It have a bad impact on them, because the people who came to
they
are upset.
The fans. I see.
The people who came to listen to us was so upset.
Yes. Yeah.
So it have a bad impact on the church who did it. And you know that pastor that stopped the concert in South. I remember clearly. I went back to perform at Manning's High School, the group, and we were singing those reggae songs because those time reggae songs getting popular, man. And when you look on the floor and see that same pastor dancing off his feet, you could never believe it. I wish I could have get to reach him, but by the time we finished performing, he left.
Yes. Yeah.
Some people don't accept changes readily,
Right.
It takes a while for things to change.
Right. And as you mentioned, change. Mr. Willis, any challenges, any major challenges the group has experienced over those 50 years?
Yes, there's always challenges. If member migrate and we have to replace them, we lost 2 members that passed on. Those are some very sad moments for us. A lot of challenges, and so we also have to fight our way through. I'm a man of faith, and I believe God is calling for this purpose. I believe this group is here for a reason. We have touched many lives all over the world. Some people don't even know the group, because I remember I was negotiating with a man in Florida about a vehicle. It was a white man. And when I tell him who I am and what I do, he say, "Yes, I remember you. You came to my church."
Nice.
We're touching so many people all over the world that we don't really know. So
yeah.
We thank God that we have overcome all the challenges and we are successful. We create a lot of achievement, awards, honors. We give God the glory. We give Him the praise.
You name it.
Yes,
well,
yes.
50 years. What's
sir.
next? What's next for Noel Willis and the Grace Thrillers?
Okay. At present,
yeah, we're not hearing you right now. Mr. Willis.
You can hear me?
Yeah, go again.
Yes, we finished a new album that soon to be released. We're planning a Zoom concert for this celebration. We're going to include past and present members, and we're doing quite a few things, hoping that this pandemic will calm down, that we can start move again. People want overseas badly, so things are still in the making. We have a younger generation, very vibrant. They take the group to another level. They're not taking away anything from the older ones. They have done their great job and contribution. But the younger one also take those old songs, and when you hear them sing it, you don't know the difference,
Yes.
So they're so talented and musically. So we just thank God for the blessings we receive, and how the group is progressing nicely. To God be the glory.
Well, fitting note on which to end. Thank you for joining us this morning, Mr. Willis. Again, congratulations to you and the group. Wish you good health and Godspeed.
Thank you, Dr. Cesar. It was my pleasure to be with you this morning.
Pleasure having you with us. Bless you.
Thank you so much. God bless.
Bless you. Thank you, listeners, for joining us this morning. For information or get copies of this program, call our production department at 876-968-9596-7. This has been the Morning Watch. Thanks to our producer, Miss Kathy Gale, and our guests. Please join Mr. Stokely Marshall next week as he continues to look at the issues of the day. I am Dylan Toussaint, reminding you to be purposeful, faithful, thankful, and watchful as I hand you back to Love in the Morning with Shivani Blair.
Thank you so much. It's 8 o'clock, folks, and it's time for the program Forward in Faith, brought to you by the Port Morning Testament Church of God.
The Lord will return to